starting week 6 of distant learning, if you can believe that. Still really bummed that you guys won't be back here, but we're going to make the best of it. We're going to have fun. Tomorrow we're going to play bingo, so that will be awesome. So today's assignment and lesson is all going to be about text features. So when most of you read a book, it doesn't have a lot of features. It has the cover, some chapter titles, and that's about it. But when we read nonfiction books, like the National Geographic books like that, there's a lot of different things within the text, and we need to realize what they are. We need to know the difference between headings, captions, graphs, images, and all that kind of different stuff. So today I'm just going to go through a little bit about what each word is and what they mean, and then, as always, you're going to have your own assignment on Google Docs, a little Google form. It's going to show you some pictures and how to fill it out. So okay, so as I talked about, the lesson for today is we are going to talk about text features. So that is what things in your book, mostly nonfiction book, has and contains. So you have a lot of different things. You have title pages, captions, graphics, tables, and a lot of different things. There's a lot of different words. So we're going to kind of go through it together and what it means, and then there's going to be a little form at the end. You can call it a quiz, not really a quiz, about what you've learned and if you know. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to go through the different aspects of text features. And the nice thing is some of you already did this in science. So, finding out what the heading is, finding out what the captions are, and things like that. So here is my screen, and here is a list of the different features within a nonfiction text. And remember, a nonfiction text is like, a book that contains facts. So like, here's one of mine, Predator Splashdown, National Geographic. Nonfiction is all about the facts, right? Not a story. So here are the different aspects here. We have the title page. The page is inside a book that tells you the title and the publisher information. So if you are going to be reading a book about vegetables, that's the title page. All right, we're going to scroll down a little bit. Sometimes within a book, you may see a chart or any kind of table, things like that kind of keep track of things. What did you eat for lunch? And they keep track. Or what is your favorite ice cream flavor? And they keep track. So that's a chart. Here is a table of contents. That's in the beginning of the book, and a lot of your books have this. That's pretty much what chapter everything is on. So here, we'll read the apple tree on page 2, Gus the bus is on page 7, cat on the mat is on page 10. So that table of contents tells you what everything is on. Here is the index. If you guys look at your science book, there is an index. This is always in the back of the book. If you were like, gosh, I really wanted to figure out, I was reading about the dimes and what page the dime was on. Oh, here it is. I go to dime. It's on page 1, 11, or 31. So your index helps you find different pages. Here's a cool one, a hyperlink. A lot of times we'll see this now more, especially everything is online. It is a digital link and a piece of informational text that takes you to another location. So you guys, hyperlink is pretty much a website. So down here, if you would like to find more information about African animals, visit. If I click this, it will bring me to that website. So it's just a link within the document. Here's an icon, kind of like an app, a picture on the computer that opens an app file or website. So there's a lot of different icons and apps. A glossary, this is usually at the back of the book. Also, this just gives you definition of words. So if maybe on a worksheet one day it says, please define the word frog, you'd go, okay, frog down here, an amphibian that lives in a wet habitat. So that kind of gives you the definition. Just remember, the glossary gives the definitions, the index doesn't. That just gives the page numbers. Here's a heading. That's just the big title, all about fish. That tells you what you're going to read about. These, we did this guide words at the beginning of the year. Remember in the dictionary when they were up at the very top? These are the words at the top of a dictionary page that let you know which words appear on that page. So on this page, you can find anywhere from age to apple and words in between. Those are some guide words. These are keywords. Sometimes you'll see it also call them being bolded words. Sometimes they can be bold, italic, that's when it's crooked, or colored. So these are important. Important words are keywords. They're usually highlighted. So here we know fish is important, brackish water, gills, temperature. So that's the key important words, maybe vocab words, keywords. Here's an illustration and a photograph. Illustration is kind of when it's drawn. Photograph is when it's a picture. So that's what that means. You guys can know that. Here's a timeline. A timeline is a diagram that shows events in chronological order from beginning to end. So do you see 1732 is here, 1799 is here. It goes in order from beginning to end. A caption is information under a photo that tells more about it. So here's the photo, right? We learned that a photo up here, here's the photograph. But under the photograph, we need to know what it is. Oh, it's Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. Saturn has many rings of rock and ice that orbit the planet. Here's a diagram. Now, just be careful to know that a diagram is different than a photo. A diagram is a picture of something, but then it tells you what's in it. So here is a diagram of a microscope. Here's the arm, here's the eyepiece, here's the stage, here's the base. So that tells you where everything is. And then the labels, that's what it is. You don't really need to know that one. Here's one that we use a lot in Google Docs or Word Art and Kid Pics is a text box. So this is just a text in a box, I guess, if you're going to answer a text box. You guys know what a map is. Here's a map, another map. Here's a cool world. It's a cutaway. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's a picture, a diagram that shows parts or layers. So here's the lungs, and what it says, it cuts away and almost pretends to cut those lungs in half and those in the inside. So that's a little bit hard one. We won't use that one much. Here's a bullet list. Okay, and a to-do list, take out the trash, walk the dog, homework. I'm sure you guys have some lists when you're at home. Here's a graph. So remember, there's many different ways of graphs. There's the bar graphs, pie graphs, line graphs. Here's a pictograph is what they call it with pictures. So remember, a graph shows different kinds of information in different ways. Here's a sidebar. It's just more information kind of in like a box. It's kind of off to the side and special. So those are some of the main aspects of text features. After this, we're going to go through a book together on Epic and just talk about the features that we see in that book. And then after that, you get to do it by yourself. Now we are going to read a book together on Epic. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we are just going to pay attention to the text features within this and what we talked about in our previous part of this video. So this is a National Geographic book about elephants. So here's the title page, right? Here's the title and the author. So we're going to go to the next page. Oh, here we go. Look at this. The table of contents. We said that this was one. Remember, this tells you what is on each page. So that's another text feature, is the table of contents. Here we go, and we're reading a little bit about elephants, chapter 1. So, and what is this called? Does anyone remember? It's like the heading or the title. We know that this chapter is all about elephants. An elephant is the biggest animal that lives on land. An adult elephant is much bigger than a truck and can weigh up to 14,000 pounds. You guys remember this word is bolded. So it could mean a lot of things. It's a keyword, a vocab word, something that's important. So that was one on that page. And what are these? Pictures, images. We knew that from before. Here's another one, image. Do you remember what we call this? Caption. That tells us what this is. Oh, here's a picture. Here's an Asian elephant. And this is telling me that this is an African elephant. So some different ones here. And some more pictures, images. Here's another caption. Oop, I see another bolded word here, wrinkly. Good. Oh, here's a little word bank, a little cutout. That could be counted as maybe an image or a graphic to give us some important information here. So here is the next chapter. This is chapter 2, and this is called Family, so that would be a title. And here's some more. Maybe female is a word that we'll talk about later. So I am just going to page through this. Oh, and here's a little fun fill in the blank that we could do if we wanted. Here's another heading, body part, chapter 3. So that is here's some more captions. I just wanted to show you how in nonfiction, it's laid out a little bit different, a lot more pictures than like compared to the novels and chapter books that you guys are reading right now within the book. So I love the pictures of these. So some very cool stuff in here. Oh, here's one. The map. Yeah, there's a map on here. So that could be counted as a text feature. And here's some other books that we can read. So I just wanted to show you how in real life you may be able to see some of these, and I'm sure some of you have them at home already. So the next part of this video is I will show you what you are going to be doing for your Google assignment. For this aspect of your video of the assignment, you guys are going to complete your own on Google Classroom. So you'll log into your Google. We are on week 6, so you will find week 6 in your classwork. It'll be up here. It looks a little bit different. So here I am, week 6. It's going to be called Text Feature Tasks Cards, and it'll be nonfiction. So you're going to open it up. It's going to look a little bit different than before. It's under Google Forms. Some of you have used, some of you not. And it's going to ask you questions about each kind of these. So please make sure to type in your name so I know who you are. And here we are. We have some questions. Identify the text picture below. So each one is going to have a picture, and it's going to ask you what it is. Is this the table of contents, index, chart, or a timeline? It is a chart. Okay, and the nice thing is you guys can go back on my video all the time and go through these if you ever have a question, or go onto Google and look what they look like. Identify the text feature, identify displayed in the circles. So skeleton, tendons, they're bold, big words. So what are they? Bold print, heading, words in italics, or a title? Well, I kind of told you they're bold print. So you're going to go through these. There's about 20 questions. Don't overthink it. Very simple stuff. Yes, I want to leave my site. That you can answer and just hit submit when you're done. Again, if you need help, look back at this video or look on Google and it'll make sure to help you out with anything that you need. So good luck.